Chapter 10. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Make 2 trumpets of silver, of beaten work shall you make them, and you shall use them for the calling of the congregation, and for the journeying of the camps. When they shall blow them, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the door of the tent of meeting. If they blow but one, then the princes, the heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. When you blow an alarm, the camps that lie on the east side shall take their journey. When you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the assembly is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm. The sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow the trumpets, and this shall be to you for a statute forever throughout your generations. When you go to war in your land against the adversary who oppresses you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your set feast, and in the beginnings of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, and they shall be to you for a memorial before your God. I am the Lord your God. It happened in the 2nd year, in the 2nd month, on the 20th day of the month, that the cloud was taken up from over the tent of the testimony. The children of Israel set forward according to their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud abode in the wilderness of Paran. They first took their journey according to the commandment of the Lord by Moses. In the first place, the standard of the camp of the children of Judah set forward according to their host, and over his host was Nahshon the son of Amminadab. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Issachar was Nethanel the son of Zuar. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Zebulun was Eliab the son of Helon. The tent was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari, who bore the tent, set forward. The standard of the camp of Reuben set forward according to their host, and over his host was Elizur the son of Sheduer. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Simeon was Shelumiel the son of Jerushaddai. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Gad was Eliasaph the son of Duel. The Kohathites set forward, bearing the sanctuary, and the others did set up the tent against their coming. The standard of the camp of the children of Ephraim set forward according to their host, and over his host was Elishama the son of Ammihud. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel the son of Pedazur. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abidan the son of Gideoni. The standard of the camp of the children of Dan, which was the rearward of all the camps, set forward according to their host, and over his host was Ahazar the son of Ammishaddai. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Asher was Pagiel the son of Ochran. Over the host of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahira the son of Enan. Thus were the travels of the children of Israel according to their host, and they set forward. Moses said to Hobab the son of Ruel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, We are journeying to the place of which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do you good, for the Lord has spoken good concerning Israel. He said to him, I will not go, but I will depart to my own land and to my relatives. He said, Don't leave us, please, because you know how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and you shall be to us instead of eyes. It shall be, if you go with us, yes, it shall be, that whatever good the Lord shall do to us, the same we will do to you. They set forward from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them 3 days' journey, to seek out a resting place for them. The cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they set forward from the camp. It happened, when the ark set forward, that Moses said, Rise up, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. When it rested, he said, Return, O Lord, to the 10,000s of the thousands of Israel. Chapter 11. The people were as murmurers, speaking evil in the ears of the Lord. And when the Lord heard it, his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burned among them, and devoured in the uttermost part of the camp. The people cried to Moses, and Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire abated. The name of that place was called Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burned among them. The mixed multitude that was among them lusted exceedingly, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish which we ate in Egypt for nothing, the cucumbers and the melons, and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all save this manna to look on. The manna was like coriander seed, and the appearance of it as the appearance of bdellium. The people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in mortars, and boiled it in pots, and made cakes of it, and the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. When the dew fell on the camp in the night, the manna fell on it. Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, every man at the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly, and Moses was displeased. Moses said to the Lord, Why have you dealt ill with your servant? And why haven't I found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people on me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I brought them forth that you should tell me, Carry them in your bosom, as a nursing father carries the sucking child, to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where should I have flesh to give all this people? For they weep to me, saying, Give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. If you deal thus with me, please kill me out of hand, if I have found favor in your sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. The Lord said to Moses, Gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be elders of the people and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of meeting, that they may stand there with you. I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take of the Spirit which is on you, and will put it on them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you not bear it yourself alone. Say to the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you shall eat flesh, for you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Who shall give us flesh to eat? For it was well with us in Egypt, therefore the Lord will give you flesh, and you shall eat. You shall not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, neither 10 days, nor 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out at your nostrils, and it becomes loathsome to you, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why did we come forth out of Egypt? Moses said, The people, among whom I am, are 600,000 footmen, and you have said, I will give them flesh, that they may eat a whole month. Shall flocks and herds be slain for them to suffice them? Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to suffice them? The Lord said to Moses, Has the Lord's hand grown short? Now you shall see whether my word shall happen to you or not. Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tent. The Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and took of the Spirit that was on him, and put it on the 70 elders. And it happened that when the Spirit rested on them, they prophesied, but they did so no more. But there remained 2 men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad, and the Spirit rested on them. And they were of those who were written, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. Joshua the son of Nun, the minister of Moses, one of his chosen men, answered, My lord Moses, forbid them. Moses said to him, Are you jealous for my sake? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that the Lord would put his Spirit on them. Moses got into the camp, he and the elders of Israel. There went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and a day's journey on the other side round about the camp, and about 2 cubits above the surface of the earth. The people rose up all that day and all that night, and all the next day, and gathered the quails. He who gathered least gathered 10 homers, and they spread them all abroad for themselves round about the camp. While the flesh was yet between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. The name of that place was called Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who lusted. From Kibroth Hattaavah the people traveled to Hazeroth, and they abode at Hazeroth. Chapter 12. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. They said, Has the Lord indeed spoken only with Moses? Hasn't he spoken also with us? The Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very humble, above all the men who were on the surface of the earth. The Lord spoke suddenly to Moses and to Aaron and to Miriam, Come out, you three, to the tent of meeting. They three came out. The Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the door of the tent, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. He said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known to him in a vision. I will speak with him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so. He is faithful in all my house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even manifestly, and not in dark speeches, and the form of the Lord shall he see. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses? The anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. The cloud removed from over the tent, and behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. And Aaron looked at Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, please don't lay sin on us. For that we have done foolishly, and for that we have sinned. Let her not, I pray, be as one of the dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb. Moses cried to the Lord, saying, Heal her, Lord, I beseech you. The Lord said to Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, shouldn't she be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut up outside of the camp 7 days, and after that she shall be brought in again. Miriam was shut up outside of the camp 7 days, and the people didn't travel until Miriam was brought in again. Afterward the people traveled from Hazeroth, and encamped in the wilderness of Paran. Chapter 13. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Send men that they may spy out the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall you send a man, every one a prince among them. Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, according to the commandment of the Lord, all of them men who were heads of the children of Israel. These were the names: of the tribe of Reuben, Shammua the son of Zachar; of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat the son of Hori; of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; of the tribe of Issachar, Igal the son of Joseph; of the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea the son of Nun; of the tribe of Benjamin, Paltai the son of Raphu; of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel the son of Sodai; of the tribe of Joseph, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadai the son of Susai; of the tribe of Dan, Amiel the son of Gemalai; of the tribe of Asher, Sethur the son of Michael; of the tribe of Naphtali, Nabai the son of Vopsai; of the tribe of Gad, Guel the son of Machai. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land. Moses called Hoshea the son of Nun, Joshua. Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said to them, Go up this way by the south, and go up into the hill country, and see the land what it is, and the people who dwell there, whether they are strong or weak, whether they are few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it is good or bad, and what cities there are that they dwell in, whether in camps or in strongholds, and what the land is, whether it is fat or lean, whether there is wood in it or not. Be of good courage, and bring of the first fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up, and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob, to the entrance of Hamath. They went up by the south, and came to Hebron, and Ahaman, Sheshai, and Talmai. The children of Anak were there. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. They came to the valley of Eshcol, and cut down from there a branch with one cluster of grapes, and they bore it on a staff between two. They brought also of the pomegranates and of the figs. The place was called the valley of Eshcol, because of the cluster which the children of Israel cut down from there. They returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days. They went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel to the wilderness of Paran, to Kadesh, and brought back word to them and to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. They told him and said, We came to the land where you sent us, and surely it flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. However, the people who dwell in the land are strong, and the cities are fortified and very great. And moreover we saw the children of Anak there. Amalek dwells in the land of the south, and the Hittite, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite dwell in the hill country, and the Canaanite dwells by the sea, and along by the side of the Jordan. Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men who went up with him said, We aren't able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. They brought up an evil report of the land which they had spied out to the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to spy it out is a land that eats up the inhabitants of it, and all the people who we saw in it are men of great stature. There we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, who come of the Nephilim, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight.
It was now 2 days before the feast of the Passover and the unleavened bread, and the chief priest and the scribes sought how they might seize him by deception and kill him. For they said, Not during the feast, because there might be a riot of the people. While he was at Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came, having an alabaster jar of ointment of pure nard, very costly. She broke the jar and poured it over his head. But there were some who were indignant among themselves, saying, Why has this ointment been wasted? For this might have been sold for more than 300 denarii and given to the poor. They grumbled against her. But Jesus said, Leave her alone. Why do you trouble her? She has done a good work for me. For you always have the poor with you, and whenever you want to, you can do them good, but you will not always have me. She has done what she could. She has anointed my body beforehand for the burying. Most assuredly I tell you, wherever this gospel may be preached throughout the whole world, that which this woman has done will also be spoken of for a memorial of her. Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12, went away to the chief priests that he might deliver him to them. They, when they heard it, were glad, and promised to give him money. He sought how he might conveniently deliver him. On the first day of unleavened bread, when they sacrificed the Passover, his disciples asked him, Where do you want us to go and make ready that you may eat the Passover? He sent 2 of his disciples and said to them, Go into the city, and there you will meet a man carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him, and wherever he enters in, tell the master of the house, The teacher says, Where is the guest room, where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? He will himself show you a large upper room, furnished and ready. Make ready for us there. His disciples went out and came into the city, and found things as he had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he came with the 12. As they sat and were eating, Jesus said, Most assuredly I tell you, one of you will betray me, he who eats with me. They began to be sorrowful and to ask him one by one, Surely not I. And another said, Surely not I. He answered them, It is one of the 12, he who dips with me in the dish. For the Son of Man goes, even as it is written about him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would be better for that man if he had not been born. As they were eating, Jesus took bread, and when he had blessed, he broke it, and gave to them, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. He took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave to them. They all drank of it. He said to them, This is my blood of the new covenant, which is poured out for many. Most assuredly I tell you, I will no more drink of the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it anew in the kingdom of God. When they had sung a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Jesus said to them, All of you will be made to stumble because of me tonight, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered. However, after I am raised up, I will go before you into Galilee. But Peter said to him, Although all will be offended, yet I will not. Jesus said to him, Most assuredly I tell you, that you today, even this night, before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. But he spoke all the more, "If I must die with you, I will not deny you." They all said the same thing. They came to a place which was called Gethsemane. He said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took with him Peter, James, and John, and began to be greatly troubled and distressed. He said to them, "My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even to death. Stay here and watch." He went forward a little and fell on the ground, and prayed that, if it were possible, the hour might pass away from him. He said, "Abba, Father, all things are possible to you. Please remove this cup from me. However, not what I desire, but what you desire." He came and found them sleeping, and said to Peter, "Simon, are you sleeping? Couldn't you watch 1 hour? Watch and pray that you not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. Again he returned and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they didn't know what to answer him. He came the third time and said to them, "Sleep on now and take your rest. It is enough. The hour has come. Behold, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Arise, let us be going. Behold, he who betrays me is at hand." Immediately, while he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a multitude with swords and clubs from the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders. Now he who betrayed him had given them a sign, saying, "Whoever I kiss, this is he. Seize him and lead him away safely." When he had come, immediately he came to him and said, "Rabbi, Rabbi," and kissed him. They laid their hands on him and seized him. But a certain one of those who stood by drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. Jesus answered them, "Have you come out, as against a robber, with swords and clubs to seize me? I was daily with you in the temple teaching, and you didn't arrest me. But this is so that the Scriptures might be fulfilled." They all left him and fled. A certain young man followed him, having a linen cloth thrown around himself over his naked body. The young men grabbed him, but he left the linen cloth and fled from them naked. They led Jesus away to the high priest. All the chief priests, the elders, and the scribes came together with him. Peter had followed him from a distance, until he came into the court of the high priest. He was sitting with the officers, and warming himself in the light of the fire. Now the chief priest and the whole council sought witnesses against Jesus to put him to death, and found none. For many gave false testimony against him, and their testimony didn't agree with each other. Some stood up and gave false testimony against him, saying, "We heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another made without hands.' Even so, their testimony did not agree." The high priest stood up in the midst and asked Jesus, "Have you no answer? What is it which these testify against you?" But he stayed quiet and answered nothing. Again the high priest asked him, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed?" Jesus said, "I am. You will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of the sky." The high priest tore his clothes and said, "What further need have we of witnesses? You have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?" They all condemned him to be worthy of death. Some began to spit on him, and to cover his face, and to beat him with fists, and to tell him, "Prophesy." The officers struck him with the palms of their hands. As Peter was in the courtyard below, one of the maids of the high priest came, and seeing Peter warming himself, she looked at him and said, "You were also with the Nazarene Jesus." But he denied it, saying, "I neither know nor understand what you are saying." He went out on the porch, and the cock crowed. The maid saw him, and began again to tell those who stood by, "This is one of them." But he again denied it. After a little while again, those who stood by said to Peter, "You truly are one of them, for you are a Galilean, and your speech shows it." But he began to curse and to swear, "I don't know this man of whom you speak." The cock crowed the second time. Peter remembered the word, how that Jesus said to him, "Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. When he thought about that, he wept.
Psalm 51. For the chief musician, a psalm by David, when Nathan the prophet came to him after he had gone in to Bathsheba. Have mercy on me, God, according to your loving kindness. According to the multitude of your tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity. Cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions. My sin is constantly before me. Against you, and you only, have I sinned, and done that which is evil in your sight, that you may be proved right when you speak, and justified when you judge. Behold, I was brought forth in iniquity. In sin my mother conceived me. Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. Purify me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness, that the bones which you have broken may rejoice. Hide your face from my sins, and blot out all of my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God. Renew a right spirit within me. Don't throw me from your presence, and don't take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation. Uphold me with a willing spirit. Then I will teach transgressors your ways. Sinners shall be converted to you. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, the God of my salvation. My tongue shall sing aloud of your righteousness. Lord, open my lips. My mouth shall declare your praise. For you don't delight in sacrifice, or else I would give it. You have no pleasure in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit. A broken and contrite heart, O God, you will not despise. Do well in your good pleasure to Zion. Build the walls of Jerusalem. Then you will delight in the sacrifices of righteousness, in burnt offerings and in whole burnt offerings. Then they will offer bulls on your altar. Psalm 52. For the chief musician, a contemplation by David, when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, David has come to Abimelech's house. Why do you boast of mischief, mighty man? God's loving kindness endures continually. Your tongue plots destruction, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You love evil more than good, lying rather than speaking the truth. You love all devouring words, you deceitful tongue. God will likewise destroy you forever. He will take you up and pluck you out of your tent and root you out of the land of the living. The righteous also will see it in fear and laugh at him, saying, Behold, this is the man who didn't make God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But as for me, I am like a green olive tree in God's house. I trust in God's loving kindness forever and ever. I will give you thanks forever, because you have done it. I will hope in your name, for it is good, in the presence of your saints.
The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked is perverse. Proverbs chapter 11. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but accurate weights are his delight. When pride comes, then comes shame, but with humility comes wisdom. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of the treacherous shall destroy them.